Adventures, and this is Spring Grove Cemetery in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm just going to read you some facts and history about it right now. So here we go. The cemetery dates from 1844, and the first burial was September 1st, 1845. 1845, January 21st is when the cemetery was finished. Let's see. It is 733 acres of land. I got some notable people here that are buried there. We got some Civil War generals. Cincinnati Mayor Richard Bishop and Ohio Governor. Lots and lots and lots of veterans here. Civil War colonels. Jacob Burnett, U.S. Senator. We got... Let's see, James Gamble, co-founder of Procter & Gamble Company. I'm probably saying this wrong, but Heine Groh, Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame third baseman. Let's see, we got Bernard Kroger, founder of Kroger Supermarkets. Nicholas Longworth, American politician. We got William Proctor, co-founder of Procter & Gamble. That's another one there. Some judges, lots of politicians too. Some Charles Phelps Taft II, mayor of Cincinnati and son of President William Howard Taft. We got lots of World War I, World War II guys. Frances Wright, pioneering feminist, abolitionist, and free thinker. That's just some of the notable ones. There's a whole list here. Okay, guys, now I got some fun facts here about Spring Grove Cemetery. Superman is not buried in Spring Grove. The early remains of George Reeves, the actor who played Superman on television during the 50s, was briefly held in the vault of Spring Grove for a couple months in 1959 until his mother could figure out what to do. And then he was cremated and returned back to California. Civil War generals, 40-1. Spring Grove provides a list of 40 Civil War generals buried with the grounds, among them such as Cox, Hooker, Little. And then there's one single Confederate general buried there, Philip Nolan Luckett of Texas. Fraternities in the 1890s used to force pledges to break into the cemetery. Yeah, and it said they did that well into the late 1970s. Spring Grove once had a jail. The Norman Chapel was built in 1880 and originally housed a jail in the basement. The jail is still there, but is used today for storage. They used to lock up vagrants and reckless drivers, originally of horse-drawn carriages, later of automobiles, who would be speeding in the cemetery. I'm going to read this one later. Let's see. At least one. Man. Spring Grove has its own water supply. And actually, if you're walking around, you can see that around. There's spigots everywhere. This is a fun fact. Spring Grove is home to several ladies of the evening, or ladies of the night. There are at least 16 prostitutes, or madames, buried in Spring Grove Cemetery, while none are identified as such on the cemetery burial records. Gross indexing with Cincinnati death records and newspaper accounts confirm the prostitutes, harlots, and sports are buried there. And this is uh, its ghost stories are lame. For a cemetery this big and old, the scenic Spring Grove has inspired very few spooky stories. One involves a Dexter mausoleum inspired by a Gothic church overlooking one of the cemetery's picturesque lakes. Supposedly, if you sit on the landing of this tomb, two white dogs will run by, or two white wolves, and their eyes might glow red. Headstones have always been controversial. Um, the latest being in 2014, there was a dispute over a couple of SpongeBob SquarePants headstones. There was one animal buried there, and that's it. And that'll be it for the facts, guys. This is the story of Cece Brower. He's buried in the cemetery. You can see his face on his monument, and a lot of people think he's an optometrist. Almost every article, book, or blog post about weird Cincinnati sites directs readers to Charles C. Brewer's grave in Spring Grove Cemetery. Brower's gravestone features a bronze bust of himself with glass eyes that some folks swear follow them as they move. Most sources claim Brower's emphasized the eyes because of his career as an optometrist. Not true. Brower was a salesman, commission agent, and real estate investor. He married 3 times, disowned his own daughters, tried to blow up one of his own buildings, was declared insane, and died in a mental hospital, but he was not an optometrist. And as you can see here, we got some video and some pictures of it. So you decide if they followed us around, and if you have any stories like that, please let us know in the comments. All right, guys, that's going to be the end of this first Graveyard Adventures video. I just want to say thanks to Harry and Andy for coming out with me, and of course my daughter Laurie Moon, who you might have saw in some of the videos. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to you guys watching, and thank you to Spring Grove Cemetery and Cincinnati Magazine for the facts. And I hope to see you guys on another one. But until then, I'll see you next time.